Slender Man the cause of psychological manifestation? Urban legends and mythological beings have existed long before our time, with some so legendary that it still makes its way into modern-day literature, depending on which mythological figure we are discussing. They had a great impact on society due to a strong belief in them. There were gods of war, gods of song, and who could forget, the gods of love. People have been at odds over these beliefs for a long time, mainly over why, and if these beings actually exist. But the question of popular belief playing a role in creating manifestations is a whole other subject, as since we are confirmed to be energy beings, that it may have more of a part to play in this than we know. Consider the idea of poltergeists, which is an anomaly created by a massive amount of negative energy between a group of people. It tends to lash out in homes and mostly against the parties involved. But it is something created unknowingly by the energy and psychological force of those pitted against one another. Now granted, perhaps the premise of this anomaly isn't verified as factual. However, one can't deny the inexplicable things this planet has to offer, like gravity. It helps keep us grounded to that planet, but scientifically there hasn't been a way to explain what it actually is. Or perhaps the fact that it's said that the very soles we wear beneath our feet actually disconnect us from the energy of this world. And how on one side of Earth, one can feel lighter since gravity is weaker than in other areas. These are all examples of everyday things that go unnoticed. But just because it isn't common knowledge doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In fact, who's to say how deep our connection goes with this world? Perhaps beliefs could be synced with this place somehow, so much so that it can create actual manifestations in our reality. With us knowing we could possibly only be accessing 10% of our brain capacity, there is really no way of truly knowing. So, what does this have to do with Slender Man? Well, there is a theory that maybe this mythological entity could be a cause and effect of this sort of thing. As this made-up character had become so popular worldwide that it somehow made its way into our reality, with dark and disturbing true stories to back up this claim. And Slender Man being blamed for irrational actions, as there are real-life incidents that are on record for actions taken in this being's name. Research had indicated that there are historical documents of a Slender Man under different aliases. Names like Gross Man, Tall Man or Big Man, described as hauntings of forests. With this legend dating back to the 16th century as a long-tentacle creature, with even cave paintings being considered as historical documentation of its possible existence. However, these findings have been considered questionable and thankfully an urban legend that has lost its well-known existence. But, at the height of its awareness it can be seen how there could have been something triggered between people and Slender Man, despite it being nothing more than a made-up character. Like the way they say ghosts can harness the energy of those who focus on them too much and make themselves more capable of acting in the real world. But the question remains, how could a fictional character have had such an impact on people in this way?